It is very appropriate that we're recording this on St. Patrick's Day.
Because of how shit-faced we all are?
You mean Evacuation Day?
I think that was Monday? I don't know.
No, Evacuation Day is the 17th.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
They observe it on the Monday in Boston or whatever, so they can have the day off.
Neat. What's Evacuation Day again?
The day the last British left the colony, allegedly.
The day the last Irishman chased the last snake out of Ireland? Is that how that works?
The day...
the music died?
The day up the long ladder chased the last bit of dignity out of... I got nothing.
Ireland. Hello, welcome. It's yet another... I broke.
How you doing, Ames?
I broke fully.
Wow.
Jesus. I'm so sorry. Holy shit.
We're in trouble. You're our bowsprit.
Our what?
This fucking guy.
We were just talking about bowsprits.
What the
on
fuck
the
is that?
It's the pointy bit that comes out of the end of a sailboat.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Yeah, you know when Prince Eric kills the shit out of Ursula?
Yeah, it's with the
That's the
bowsprit.
bowsprit.
Ah.
Yeah. But also, I guess if it breaks, like...
When the bow breaks.
You pretty much can't... Even though you don't think it does much, I guess it really fucks a ship over if the bowsprit breaks.
Kind of
Don't
like
know
how
why.
your tiny baby toe is... I don't know.
Is it under where you usually put, like, the mermaid or something? Or above
Underwear.
it? Or where does the mermaid fall into place?
Well, that's the masthead,
I think
isn't
she's
it?
usually integrated into where it sort of is mounted, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to think
So
you're
I'm
right, though.
your
I think
mermaid.
it is under it.
Let me start this again and see how much of that Chris has kept.
We'll see how long this goes.
It'll go on for days. Hello and welcome. It's A Star to Steer Her By, your favorite podcast, just in general.
Wow.
Woo.
Take that, my bim bam.
We've launched all the way to the top. But we're a Star Trek podcast, which is why. And we're doing another episode of The Voyager for our episode. It's number 300, but there's no fanfare at all. Oh, there it is. We found the single fanfare.
Yeah.
Chris brought some fanfare.
There was one fanfare for this otherwise episode.
Hip hip, who cares? Hip hip.
Well, you know who cares? I care. I'm Ames.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm ambivalent.
I haven't been paying attention, and I'm Jake.
And this is your sweet baby brother, Griffin McElroy.
That's Chris. We regret most of this.
I don't.
So we're here. We're covering more of The Voyager. As we do, we are covering 2 episodes today.
Ooh.
Who knew? Actually, we did. We announced this last week. The episodes are going to be Collective and Spirit Folk. All right, let's start with Collective. The better of the two, I'll say. So, what we've got Chakotay, we've got Kim, we've got Paris, we got Neelix. They're tooling about in the Delta Flyer for reasons. I don't remember if it's even important why. But Neelix is pool sharking the fuck out of them at poker, which is very typical and very funny.
I love it.
When suddenly, oh shit, Borg cube! Whenever you haven't seen a Borg cube in a while, you just know your timer is ticking to when you're going to see another Borg cube, and there's one there. Cue the fight music. So yeah, they get their asses fucking captured by Borg. So the rest of the Voyager's like, where's that Delta Flyer? We ordered pizza weeks ago. Where are they? Let's go find them. They'll go find where the Delta Flyer should be. And oh, there's a Borg cube there. Well, that explains things. Hey, Borg cube, we want our guys back. You know, Borg cube's like, you resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. The whole Borg cube thing, like we know and love. Bang, bang, bang. And Seven's like, man, that's some not very Borg-like bang, bang, bangs. They kind of suck at this. What is up with this Borg cube? And Borg Cube is like, how about we cut a deal and you give us your navigational deflector for the hostages, which, are still alive and fine and, not wandering around our haunted fucking house of a Borg Cube. And Janeway says, yeah, we'll consider that. We won't consider that. That's a terrible, terrible idea. We'll be dead in the fucking water without that thing. We'll consider it, though. 7, let's emotionally traumatize you some more and send you over to yet another Borg cube.
Emotional trauma is irrelevant.
And 7 is like, I'm there. Because she's literally over there now. And she looks around and she finds Chakotay and Paris and Neelix, but not Kim. Where's Kim? Everyone's asking whenever Poochie's not on stage. And whereas Kim is that he's still on the Delta Flyer because he got his ass knocked out like a typical Harry Kim day.
Yep.
But he can be our ace in the hole, literally, because he still has the fucking deck of cards. Wink, wink, Seven. We'll send our love to Harry. He's not here, obviously. Wink, wink, don't you know? So Seven, realizes, oh shit, the people on this Borg cube, they're not your normal Borgs, and this explains why they fucking seem to suck at everything. Except the resistance to feudal line still sounds good. But they're actually a group of only 5 children of various ages, and they're, trying to get their Borg cube activated. And Seven says, well, you guys seem to suck at this. You're children. You're obviously incomplete and suck. Let me do all of this for you. And they're like, we'll assimilate you, we swear. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. and they're the worst little children, but they're also Borgs, so it actually is fine. They're the worst children, but they're fine as Borgs. All children should be Borgs, is what I'm saying, people.
Holy shit.
So Seven goes back to the Voyager, and she brings a Borg corpse with her, and they realize, oh, let's check out this Borg corpse. Oh man, all the adult drones died of some kind of Borg disease. The children were still in their maturation chamber, so they were okay. They find a Borg baby at some point who is dying like whoa. They bring the Borg baby back to Voyager and save its life briefly. And Seven just keeps trying to help the kids power up their ship. Janeway and Tuvok are like, how do we genocide these children?
Mm-hmm.
Which is their favorite thing.
Oh, yeah.
So they have a genocide button ready to go.
They do.
But Seven, they want to see if we can get the kids to join Voyager instead of try to assimilate and kill us, or take our navigational departure, which will result in basically the same thing. Eventually, the first of the children is being the worst, and things are going poorly, and Seven has to reveal to them that Borg's not coming for your ass, by the way. They think you guys suck. And
I don't like you either.
yeah, and frankly, you do better on Voyager. Come with me. First throws a giant fit, somehow gets electrocuted conveniently. Good.
It was pretty convenient.
The Voyager saves all the hostages, and then eventually saves everybody else, and everyone's fine, and everyone just gets incorporated into the Voyager crew now. Welcome, Icheb. You're going to last forever on this show.
I'm sure we'll be seeing them regularly from now on.
We will.
Yeah, no, I guess they actually do, show up.
Well, yeah.
Really?
They're recurring characters.
Will we
That's
ever actually see
exciting.
the literal Borg baby again?
Okay, Jake wanted, I know Jake specifically
Yeah, I was
wanted to
very
bring a
upset
Borg
about
baby.
this baby because we completely forget it exists
Yep.
after the scene in sickbay.
I loved the scene in sickbay, though, because the doctor was trying to emotionally, manipulate Janeway, and
Yeah.
it failed so hard.
In what way? What,
Because he was like, here, hold the baby while I do some scans. Oh, I guess it just wanted to be held. And he's, you can see in his face, yes, you're thinking of it as a human now. Oh, by the way, I finished your genocide juice. And he's expecting her to be like, damn you, doctor. You've made me feel for this thing. But instead she's like, good. And he's like, wait, what?
More genocide juice, please.
You can even see it in Picardo's face. He's like, fuck, it didn't work.
Let's test it on the baby.
I am glad. It wasn't the best looking prop baby I've seen, but it's a lot better than
An actual baby.
It's a lot better than it could have been. And let's be honest, it's a lot better than the infamous, Clint Eastwood sniper movie baby.
Oh yeah, that
was obviously a plastic
famously
doll.
bad doll. It's
I haven't heard about this. What is this?
It was. I've never seen the movie, but
Neither have I.
it was made fun of because there's a scene in which a character's holding a baby, and it's very obviously a doll,
A cheap plastic doll. It wasn't even trying
wow.
to look
I
real.
feel like the
Yeah, that's
idea was
upsetting.
probably that they're like, oh, we'll CGI in a baby in post,
Maybe, or
and
I
then
don't
it
know.
just never happened.
Or they weren't supposed to let you see the face. It was just so Bradley Cooper had something to hold, but they fucked up. I don't know.
But the last time we saw a Borg baby, it
It
looked,
just had a little hat.
yeah, it was because it was a regular baby with a hat.
A living
Yeah.
thing.
It was so cute.
But when it's a puppet, you can put all kinds of shit on it.
Yeah.
So this was I thought that the Borg baby looked pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I thought it worked.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. It also, because it's clearly not fully developed or has been in this tube of shit,
Mm-hmm.
is also dying actively. Yes,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to look like a fully healthy baby. It should look like a little pale gremlin,
Yeah.
which it did.
See, I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that because the size of the infant, the doctor was unable to remove the shit.
So here's the notes I have, because it's very funny, because in my book of synopses and shit, it says, because we never see what happened to the baby, it's assumed that it didn't make it. But we have Brennan Braga, years later, after, being asked what happened to the baby. He says, well, we considered showing what happens to the baby in the episode. We were going to show them return the baby to its home world. But the rest of the episode kind of just had to be about the remaining kids and the focus. They needed to retain focus. In this episode. And so he just said, just off screen somewhere, we returned the baby to its family.
There we go. Jettisoned the baby in the Finny tube. I mean, here's the thing.
Straight into
They should have just not had the fucking baby then. Because it wasn't necessary. It didn't really add much.
There was that moment of tension in one scene.
Yeah, there was a little bit of tension.
When it was clear that the existing Borg children didn't know what they were doing.
But they could have done that with one of the other, there were 2 Borg children that didn't have a fucking line.
Oh god, the creepy shining ones.
Maybe one of them got hurt, and that could have been the tension.
Yeah.
Or something else is failing on the ship, and the kids don't know what to do, and Seven does, because Seven knows these things.
Really all you needed the baby for was to establish that 7 of 9 knows her shit and, is able to gain the trust of the kids. But, yeah. Yeah,
there were myriad ways you could have done it. I didn't mind Borg Baby. I also don't mind never seeing it again, because fuck that.
Well, no, but that's the thing. I don't mind Borg Baby. I do mind a completely abandoned plot thread.
Well, I mean, welcome to Star Trek.
I guess. It just felt like such a significant part of the episode it felt very much like they forgot to finish it.
Yeah. Well, the real shame about never bringing back the baby is that you totally could have had a baby day out episode where, it gets loose on a planet and Neelix and Harry have to chase it around a construction site.
Before it assimilates someone? Is it still a Borg in this case?
Yeah, I don't know. That's up to fucking
actually, that would be
pushing
an interesting
daisies there.
Thing, because imagine the baby woke up, and although it would not have had properly developed human skills, everything it knows is Borg because it's a baby.
It's a baby. It knows nothing.
It's never been taught, but it knows Borg stuff because it's got the implants, and that's all instinct, right? That Borgs just know to assimilate.
It's trying to assimilate a doll at some point.
Yeah, so
it's like a Chucky style
horror
film.
Well, we have this baby, but we literally can't deprogram it from Borg shit because it knows nothing else. It doesn't have the other children are still children and can do children things because their brains are developed enough to do that. The baby, not so much.
They taught one how to be people. And at first one was running on pure Borg instinct.
That's true.
Just put the baby in a maturation chamber for a while and then deal with it later.
Yeah. That just seems like a bad idea to have more Borgs on the ship.
I don't know. I like Borg, so I will never say no to more Borgs. And while I liked Borg Baby, the one thing I didn't like was the kind of not crying, because the struggling to breathe noises that it was making, because they sounded too like an adult making baby noises. I don't know what the noises actually were, but they didn't sound like a... And I don't know why I wanted to hear this sound like a baby struggling to breathe.
Here's the thing, though. I was reading this on Memory Alpha about this Foley.
I can't tell if this is going to be a story or a Jake story.
No, the Foley editor did an interview because this exact question came up. How do you make the Borg baby noise?
Are you joking? Is it
tossed
tossed salad? This is definitely tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Definitely not.
God damn it.
And basically what he said is he strangled about 30 babies before finding the one that made the exact right noise for what a Borg baby that couldn't breathe sound like.
I love you, Jake.
Okay, so the fact that you brought up Foley, though, is I am now going to bring up something I was going to save for later.
Do it.
There was that moment where they're getting attacked and Seven falls over.
Oh my god.
And...
it's when one pushes her.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, oh, right, that's right, yeah. When
he
first...
pushes her away from
when first pushes her and she falls over.
Yeah.
God.
I don't know what the fuck was going on with the sound effects guy, but it sounded like somebody dropped a sack of rocks and potatoes.
Yeah.
It's that's not what a person falling over sounds like. Was he just she's part robot, so it should be metal, right? Or like, I went back and listened to it a couple of times because I was so...
We watched it like 4 times.
The sound was hysterical to me.
There's this really terrible sci-fi show from probably about a decade or more ago called Terra Nova, and I'm sure
we shit on this show.
You hate that show
We've
so
talked
much.
about it a lot. But there's one of my favorite moments from, I think, the pilot episode is... I can't really remember the context of the scene, but it's like there's a kid that had been in dinosaur times for a while, like showing the new kid around, and like they pick up a piece of fruit, and it's a piece of fruit, and they hit it against like a post or something. Like they hit it against something to like break it. I can't remember what happened, but anyway,
like a coconut shell or something.
But it was like a softish fruit, but it made the sound of like somebody hitting somebody over the head with an aluminum bat. It's like, boom! What the fuck is this fruit made out of?
See,
why are we eating this?
Foley, like a good score, good Foley is something you shouldn't notice.
Right.
So usually if you notice it, it's because something has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And, I definitely... You noticed the weird breathing. I noticed the sack of potatoes and rocks fall.
Yeah.
You were almost lucky we didn't get like a comedy clang when Harry hit his head.
Yeah.
Lucky or unlucky?
I wanted to hear that.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this episode is fine. I think it was good.
The children were surprisingly not awful.
I think it's because children acting like Borg means that it's children acting well behaved, which is great.
Yeah, that's like it'd be interesting to see how much I continue to like them as they become human.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think that's actually what it is. It isn't that it's because they're well behaved. It's because Borg don't talk like people, and child actors also don't talk like people.
So what you're saying is that the actress from Virtuoso should have played a Borg.
I don't know what's Virtuoso. I don't remember.
Doc's girlfriend a few weeks ago
From the singing episode.
The woman who...
Oh, yeah, she was atrocious. Yeah.
I don't know if that would have saved her, though.
Yeah.
It might have saved us.
there's a woman we're going to get to in Enterprise. She's luckily a one-off as well, but she is fucking abysmal.
Don't say that about
Jolene
T'Pol.
Blaylock.
She finds her
gets
footing.
better.
Don't say that about the tits.
No, like it's a one-off character, and I think she's someone who eventually got better, because I think she's actually an actress now, but...
Unlike men.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the Borg children were good.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, two
of them didn't have lines.
they had 2 of them that didn't speak.
They were horrifying.
Yeah, they were sketchy. I love the scene where Harry gets caught.
With the little girl?
And the little girl, and she's got all of his cards. Like, oh, you left these.
And he's just like, fuck.
I liked her well enough, and she's also the youngest one, so I expected to hate her immediately.
Right, exactly.
I thought she was quite good, actually.
Yeah.
For a children actor.
Yeah, no, she was good.
Did you guys notice that in the final scene when they're all on Voyager, except for the one who dies, they put her in a little blue dress that was the same dress that Isabella, the imaginary friend from the episode Imaginary Friend, wore in TNG?
I did not.
Of course I noticed that, obviously.
I was too busy thinking that it looked like Ikeb had inherited one of Wesley's particularly ugly sweaters.
He said that too.
Did you say Ikeb too?
Is it Ikeb or Ikeb or Icheb? I've already forgotten.
Was it
Icheb?
It's Icheb? Oh, okay. So the thing is, I've never heard it said before.
Oh.
Well,
possibly in Picard.
Maybe. But either way, I'm used to reading it. And I've been calling him Ikeb for years. So when he said Icheb, I was like, fuck, I'm going to keep screwing this up.
Just stop saying I around him. Just makes him very uncomfortable. He's got to think about eyes.
Oh,
God.
But yeah. Yeah, first there was a dick.
Yeah, and like another instance, that's sort of, I feel like that's a tropey, like it's like an archetype.
Yeah.
For like
the leader who really shouldn't be in charge.
Yeah, the kid who's a piece of shit.
It's very Lord of the Flies.
I was just gonna say. I was just gonna mention Lord of the Flies.
It's that DS9 with the
Valiant.
Oh
yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking the one oh god, it's from One Little Ship. Damn it. Where the B plot of the tiny ship flying around is some of the Jem'Hadar don't like the way the original Jem'Hadar.
The alphas and the gammas.
Right. Yeah. That too. But yeah, I was thinking more the Valiant and those assholes and Captain Jack Witt. Yeah. Or fuck, Locarno.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely an archetype that they just recycled from everything.
Yeah.
But it worked, and the kid was a decent actor.
Yeah, no, he did well as well.
Yeah, he played a great piece of shit.
He did.
It's always good when they kill the piece of shit at the end.
Conveniently.
I was afraid they were going to kill one of the good ones, and I was nervous about it.
I was hoping both the twins were going to get jettisoned into space, because they were creepy. Even once they were deborgified, they were almost creepier then.
Yeah, I love it. Seven looks at the two of them and says, your names are Azon and Rebby. No idea which of you's which, so fight over which one's better.
Yeah, and I like I speaking of sound effects that I did think worked, Echab's voice issues.
Oh, I like
that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seven fixed it by just waving a wand at his face like you do in Star Trek.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's classic Trek. The one thing that was a little weird was that little girl Borg had so much hair.
You think it was a wig?
Well, no, she shouldn't have had any.
Well, also her hair was different when she was in human form.
Was it?
At the end, I noticed. Either maybe it was just like a lighting change, but it looked like she had much darker, frizzier hair, I feel like, when she was Borg. And then she had straighter, lighter hair.
It's very humid on Borg vessels.
That is true.
That's true.
But yeah, because I thought it was clever, because Echab, he kind of had, some fuzz. His hair had started to grow in because he was not fully Borged. But then, her, and actually the twins, too, had, nowhere near as much as the girl, but they had, full heads of hair, which, also there's super curly on the ship, and then dead straight once they were on Voyager.
Well, maybe the explanation could just be that they don't lose their hair until later in the Borgification process.
Until they're out of the maturation chamber.
Like Echab didn't have hair, so maybe he was farther along in the process.
Yeah, so he had lost it. And then
it takes a while for whatever Borg shit to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we're getting very good at deborgifying people.
Oh yeah, we can deborgify anybody.
So there is
Why didn't they just take that ship? They should just live on that Borg cube.
Yeah, that's true.
They have a Borg cube now.
No one's going to fuck with you in the Borg cube.
Did they at least grab themselves some transwarp coils?
I mean, that's
knock a few more years
point.
off the flight?
Yeah.
The Borg cube is so big, you could park Voyager inside the cube.
Yeah.
And then, with a tractor beam, fly around inside the Borg cube and make it go.
Well, no, I'm sure you could just fix the Borg cube and have a fucking... Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
Yeah, but it's so huge. A crew of 5,000 is usually on there, and there's only
Yeah, but
the transwarp thing, that's the killer app.
At least grab some of the coils if you're not going to take the whole cube.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, we had a whole episode revolving around taking a huge risk to get some coils, and now they probably got God knows how many just ripe for the plucking.
Nope, the kids launched all those out their torpedo tubes.
That was one thing that struck me as weird, though. They were like, oh yeah, the Borg have said, fuck you, you're busted. And I get maybe not wanting the kids back, but I'm surprised they wouldn't at least salvage the cube for parts.
I don't think the Borg need parts. I think if anything, I would have expected them to send a self-destruct signal.
Ooh, I like
that's
that.
a good point.
Yeah.
And that would have added some tension.
That'd be great,
If it's no.
That would be an actual fight with First. Because then Seven could say, don't hit that button, that's the self-destruct button. And he'd be like, I do what I want, bitch! Boop, 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 boop.
Well, maybe it's just
do
that,
what I want, bitch.
Because of the malfunctions on the yeah, see, there you go. The Borg did send a self-destruct signal back in their message, but because the ship has got all these malfunctions, it's not executing it. And that's why... So it's not only, you can't install it, you can't have the deflector because they don't want you. It's also, if you fix this ship enough to even use the deflector, it's going to blow up. And that also fixes the problem of Voyager just not taking the cube because they can't fix it.
I love it. Write Brandon Braga now.
I'm gonna send him
Dear
and be like,
Mr.
dude,
Braga,
you left a huge plot hole in this episode. Here's the fix.
I mean, I could see maybe not wanting to live on and take the whole cube, because you never know when some weird Borg shit's gonna happen, and it's just gonna revive itself and just assimilate all of you while you're asleep.
Or when the Borg actually do come back to claim the cube, the missing cube.
Or if you run into the Borg while in their cube, it's like, hey, friends, how are you? It's like, oh shit.
I don't know. I love Borg Cube forever and ever, and it got me thinking, I would love, an actual, real life haunted house that is Borg Cube themed.
Oh my god.
I would spend all of the Halloween season in that thing.
That would be
That's
fucking
a
horrific.
really good idea.
Let's make it happen.
I would love it. It would be so expensive.
Whatever.
Paramount
We
should
got
do
this.
Just get a bunch of cosplayers to be Borgs.
No, but it's the setting, I think, that's the best part.
Yeah, that would be expensive.
Something they should have had at the Star Trek experience in Vegas when it was a thing.
I was in Vegas when that event happened, and I don't think I went to it.
You son
fool.
of a bitch.
I don't think I went to it because I don't remember it. I mean, it's possible I did, and I just have forgotten. But
You've brought dishonor upon your house.
I used to have a much better memory. I don't know what's going on. I can't remember shit. So
Well,
I could have very well been to that experience. I just forgot.
Here's the thing. We're like all pushing 40, and that's when shit just starts to break
I'm
down.
not pushing 40.
You know, and your brain is like,
Soon, though.
it's
By
time
the-
to start.
By the time this episode airs.
It's time to start pushing information out to load new information. It's like the hard
true.
drive's getting full, man.
Well, for me, I don't remember a lot, and I think it's because I've been depressed my whole life.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yes. Clinical depression also tends to go hand in hand with a poor memory.
Not that I'm not making assumptions about Jake's mental health. I'm just saying that I
Oh
personally
yeah, no, that's why I have a bad
have
memory.
bad memory, and that's because my brain don't work.
Yeah, like a lot of what I've forgotten, I'm glad to have forgotten. I think.
Anyway.
Yes, I know, weird.
But
So
yeah.
speaking of mental health, so they sent
Whee!
Seven over to the Borg cube, which the first thing I say is, wow, hasn't she been through enough? Send Torres in with a batleth.
I thought you were just gonna say a bat.
I honestly, but Torres isn't keen on the batleth. I think she'd prefer just a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one thing. She was just like, there was no moment's hesitation on her part. She's like, sounds good.
I'm
Ran
there.
over.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like a family reunion. You're part of you's excited because you're like, oh, I get to see these cousins I don't get to see in a long time, you know. And then you're there, and then within 15 minutes you're like, okay, I've said hi to everybody. I'm ready to go.
There's a reason we only see each other once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't know. My family gets the Polish food. We just eat that.
That's
so.
true. If they got the buffet going, but see, my family we don't really have reunions, but anytime there's any kind of family affair, they're getting it catered by the fucking chateau.
Oh, you hate the chateau.
Okay.
So much.
This is okay. The chateau.
He's bitched about them before.
Well, I don't.
It's a
I'll take
chain
the opportunity to bitch about them again.
See also my previous statement about my memory
The
being
chateau.
real bad.
Are they just Eastern Mass? Where else
Yeah,
is
I'm pretty
the
sure it's
chateau?
They started. I want to say Waltham was their first restaurant, and now they have a dozen or so locations.
There goes our publicity.
They
for
also
the chateau.
own an equally shitty chain called Jake and Joe's, which is also garbage. It's this chain of Italian restaurants. You say Italian, but chateau, that sounds French. Of course, yeah, good observation. But no, it's Italian restaurants. It's your standard, bog standard, as they say, red sauce Italian restaurant. The standards, they got the fried ravioli, they got the spaghetti, the lasagna.
9 locations.
The gabagool. Actually, I don't know if they have gabagool, because they're not a deli. But they do have...
this isn't New Jersey.
And here's the thing. The chateau is adored by boomers.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone over the age of probably 50, I would say. Maybe, but I think the townier you are, the lower the age threshold gets. So, like, there's people that are younger than me that love it, but I'm pretty sure they all talk like this kid. Anyway. Yeah, the thicker your Boston accent and the older you are, the more likely you are to enjoy the chateau.
All right.
But here's the thing. The food is trash. It's really bad. The service is garbage. It's bad service. Okay? And my mom was a waitress there.
And that's how you know.
And that's how I know.
And she was terrible.
She got shit canned from the chateau.
Oh, poor mom.
Yeah, no, she didn't. That's not her bag. But anyway, it's not good food. It's just very mediocre. There's 1,000 Italian restaurants that are better. And the thing, it wouldn't be so bad if it was just like this restaurant that you just didn't go to. But somehow, if you live around here, it's unavoidable if you have family here. Because fucking, there's a generation of people that thinks it's the fucking goddamn quintessential meal. But it's just so mediocre. It's so mediocre. Anyway, This podcast brought to you by The Chateau.
this podcast brought to you by the Chateau's direct competitor.
I was going to say the Olive Garden, yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, I had Olive Garden, I think, once or maybe a couple times in my life.
We went. New
Year's
Year's one
I know that one time, but I think I'd had it before, too. Okay. That was also quite mediocre.
Yes.
It was better than the Chateau.
I went
by a lot
once because I was given a gift card. And it was just like, because again, it's.
Well, yeah, I was there.
Yeah, it was deeply. I don't understand how mediocre chain Italian can do well enough to survive in an area with real Italian, because you can get better Italian cheaper.
Also, I don't want people to think this is elitist. I'm not shitting on Chateau because it's like working class food. Okay.
No, because again, these places end up being more expensive than a lot of.
I mean, to be fair, I do think the Chateau is probably pretty well priced. I don't think it's like a fancy.
Well, I've been Olive Garden.
But yeah, Olive Garden
is overpriced for what you're getting.
But here's the thing: I fucking love garbage red sauce Italian food.
Oh yeah,
like from where? Like from Bertucci's, or where's your favorite?
What's a good one?
Bertucci's is all right, not too bad.
I've never been keen on that.
Even for a chain, Bertucci's is fine. I think Regina also pretty good for a chain.
Yeah, they make damn fine pizza.
But I'm going to say, if you're in eastern Massachusetts and you want some really good Italian, like red sauce Italian food, the two restaurants that I will recommend are...
Sparrow.
Yeah. Sparrow and Papagino. No, I was going to say...
So many Papaginos have closed.
I know. There's a restaurant, I hope it's still there. I haven't been in it in a long time. It's called Fiorella's. It is in... I want to say it's in Newton, right on the Waltham-Newton line.
Okay.
I don't know this one.
We've been there before. They have a delicious bolognese.
I don't remember.
Again,
I'm thinking of the second one you're going to name.
And then the other one is Mario's.
Yeah, you love Mario's.
Mario's, Mass Ave, Lexington Center.
It's right down the street from you.
Very mom and pop, very small.
Why have we never gone there? Let's go.
It's so good.
Let's go now.
It's so good. They'll do like a baked...
manicotti?
Well, they'll do baked anything, but they'll do like my favorite thing Alaska. To get there is a baked Alaska with tomato sauce. No, they'll do like a baked ravioli. They'll put the ravioli in the dish, cover it in fucking a pound of cheese, and bake it for you.
Now you're talking.
You'd never think that we ate dinner before this, because Jake sounds like he wants to just eat a fucking horse.
Listen, I now regret that I didn't eat before we came.
I've lost almost 80 pounds. By not eating shit like that, and
now you want to go back.
And now, like the thought of delicious food like a pound of cheese and baked lasagna is just like.
Do you know how often I just want to eat a fucking loaf of bread?
Yes.
Jesus, dude, I had bread at my parents' house recently, and I just kept. I was like, "You don't understand. We don't have this where I live."
Fuck.
It's a fucking treat.
Borg. So, wow, Jesus, we really went on a tangent there.
I don't even remember how that started.
Who knows, but it was great. It is
probably reunions.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, so the point is, maybe 7 or 9 thought that going over to the other ship,
that's where
she'd be seeing some old friends.
She thought she was going to the chateau.
That's the thing, she already saw and blew up her dad, so...
That's true.
Oh, poor dad.
There was... no, fuck him. He was an idiot. I'm sorry, he might be a worse Star Trek parent than Worf.
Oh man, you're gonna love, because in a couple weeks is it next week? Oh, it's next week. We're doing our parent activity.
Oh, nice.
You can shit on all the bad parenting.
Well, Oksana.
No, she's a great parent. She just has a shit daughter.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about the shit daughter part, for sure.
I felt like there was a moment where she was like, do you have memories of your past lives? And I was like, oh man, is she gonna fucking pull a friendly angel and show them their parents' graves?
Oh god.
Yeah. And the children shall lead.
Yes, that's the one. Wow, you beat me to it.
Damn. You're slipping up, Ames.
And the children shall bleed.
Oh.
But I kept thinking, like, wow, this is like Miri and the children shall lead, but not enragingly bad.
Yeah, not the children are less insufferable, so it's
much
fine.
less.
Well, also because they were most of them were like either silent,
yeah,
or they were like big teen kids.
Yeah, there were the two older boys. The two younger boys didn't talk, and Girlface we liked.
Yeah, she was pretty good. She was alright.
It was a good episode.
I enjoyed it.
Oh man, you know what's great in this episode is badass Janeway, who just wanders in, struts around, and owns the place. She's like, oh, we will assimilate you, and her line is, "Not today, and not by you," and I'm like, fuck Fuck yes, Janeway.
And then she foists all the kids off on 7.
Yeah.
Yay.
You have fun with that, because fuck that noise.
Well, I mean, I don't know. There was like, I feel like there was a little bit of comedy going on in this episode with just the idea that they think they're big badass Borgs.
Yeah.
And yet nobody takes them seriously.
Not at all.
Like as soon as everybody, as soon as they see, oh, they're kids, okay. Oh, don't assimilate me. Oh. Even Harry Kim, as they were putting the nanoprobes in him, is like, oh, this is gonna hurt, isn't it?
What I love is that they realized, though, to their credit, that, like, hey, we suck at assimilating people. So if we try to assimilate this guy, it's just gonna kill him.
Yeah.
So let's use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Exactly. They weren't threatening to assimilate him. They were threatening to murder him through assimilation.
Yeah, they were like, we stuck him full of nanoprobes, and it's already going poorly. Like we knew it would. You fucking idiots.
I don't think do we ever see Harry Kim also after this?
No, not until the next episode.
Yeah, so...
I thought you meant ever,
show.
period. I was
No,
wow,
just
that's...
Yeah, no, you're right. They don't show, like, his recovery.
Yeah,
no.
so I guess it's assumed that he's recovered.
Because he had, like, plates growing out of his cheek.
Yeah.
So that mustn't have been pleasant.
It's his kink.
This is just another item on Harry Kim turning into things.
Yeah,
that are
seriously.
unpleasant.
That's right. When Janeway was like, I forget what her exact line, something like, how would you like to take a walk? And I wanted him to go, how would you like to give me a fucking promotion then? Because it sounds like I'm your best hope. Like, I can negotiate too, asshole.
Chris wants to get the people on Voyager a union.
Mostly Harry.
I also,
Yes, but one person does not a union make.
True.
right.
Sorry,
A
it's-
small bar that works at Quarks. That's how many you need. 7 people. So the other credit I did give this episode is it kept almost all of the characters busy doing something. Like, everybody at least had something to do, even if it was be held hostage. You're still active and you're still part of the episode.
Yeah.
I want to say Torres may have had the least, even though she got to talk on the con a lot.
She had more than she's had to do in a while.
Yeah. Tuvok got to do his favorite thing, advocate for genocide.
God, Vulcans just love murder.
Yeah, although I have to say, I feel like we didn't see much of the hostages after the first bit.
Well, they were hostages. They couldn't do anything.
Like there wasn't any B plot of them trying to tunnel their way out or something.
Yeah, Tom was futzing with something at one point, but that was ended pretty quickly.
How many more scenes did you want in this episode? You want to see what happens to Borg, baby. You want to see what happens to hostages. You want a whole scene of
I don't
cake.
care. I actually don't care. I don't care that we don't see the hostages. I just I don't know that I agree that they had something to do.
They were being hostages.
Oh.
I will say I did appreciate Neelix sharking at the beginning, just because, it's easy to forget that he was a con man junk dealer when we met him. Because, we knew he was a junk dealer, and then we did find out later in that episode where we met his old friend that he was also kind of a semi-criminal.
A sketchy dude.
And that, he's still got those skills lurking around in the back of his head, even though he's friendly Neelix now.
Yeah, but on the positive side of it, looking at the positive aspects of Neelix's personality, they should, the others should have known that Neelix would understand and already know poker, because he goes so far out of his way to learn things about you and your culture.
Yeah.
So it's of course he already knows poker. Why are you pretending like he wouldn't know?
Yeah, no, but that's weird. I love the scene, though, because I like that the writers kind of remember that he has this background, even if he is reformed now. So, and Harry was onto him.
I think the one thing that would have potentially been interesting would have been if there were a red shirt in the Delta Flyer with them. I know Voyager doesn't usually do red shirts.
Well, they have a limited quantity.
Yeah, but I don't know, something to make the Borg seem a little more threatening, because they really do just seem like a joke throughout most of the episode.
Well, I think what works is that they're kind of like, you're a joke, but you do still have access to Borg weapons, and you're going to use them illogically, so you're sort of a weird, different kind of threat.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. First was kind of our red shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, really, ultimately, Harry Kim fulfilled that role.
Yeah, he just got to survive.
Yeah.
He got to be Lieutenant Leslie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, we'll keep you alive, and if we don't, you'll be alive in the next episode. Wink, wink. One other thing I never realized that baffles me a little bit. The Delta Flyer has escape pods.
Yeah, how tiny must those be?
It's porta potty.
Like, it must be the size of a coffin. It must be the worst thing in the world.
How many of them would be able to fit in the escape pod?
I imagine it probably has, like, a couple. They must be single use per person.
This ship isn't... you could fit the whole Delta Flyer in this room.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's got that back room that they don't show a lot.
I feel like it feels like about the size of a runabout.
Probably.
Would be my guess.
The runabout's too small to have escape pods.
I'm sure a runabout has escape pods.
Really?
Well, remember, it's got that whole back room.
Yeah.
Both of them, you know. Like, a runabout's huge.
How big
It's just they only ever show the, like, cockpit, so you forget how fucking big it is. A runabout, I mean.
I don't know. Anytime they showed it, like, in the hangar bay when they were working on it, it looked like it would fit in this room.
Well, Star
Their
Trek sense of scale is...
so borked.
Like, I bet you... Like, even just comparing the size of the runabout to the size of the shuttle bay on the Voyager.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Would be an interesting experiment.
Like, just based on what we've seen of it, a runabout should be at least as big as a space shuttle.
I have a Voyager right here.
Okay.
The shuttle bay is not too small, I guess. It's like 2 decks high.
That you're looking at a Christmas ornament.
Well,
so.
that's the only Voyager I have handy.
And it is to scale.
Oh, I still need to make my Lego Voyager. Or my... What are they
Blue
called?
bricks.
Blue
Blue
bricks.
bricks.
Yeah, I haven't made my DS9 yet.
I'm interested in how those turn out in terms of quality.
I mean...
I feel like if Star Trek is giving them their licensing, they can't be horrible.
I mean...
It looks fun.
Yeah, you're right.
does.
They gave Picard seasons 1 and 2, and we don't know yet about 3 to some people and destroyed their reputation.
I have to say that.
Not as badly as Jameson. The whiskey.
Oh, I thought you meant the character.
Yeah, no. There was a scene where someone's like,
Yes.
would you like some nice whiskey? Just give me something cheap. And there's a very clearly noticeable Jameson bottle there.
It was very obvious.
And it's just like, wow! Did Jameson pay for that? Because they got fucked!
Yeah, but it's the future. There's no money.
Still.
They don't know what that means.
Anyway.
Speaking of Jameson,
whiskey!
Let's switch from Jameson to Guinness as we move over to Spirit Folk.
That was really good.
We found the best segue we've done in a while.
That was a beautiful segue.
I mean, technically they're both Irish, though. So
yeah.
Jameson, you don't need to switch to Guinness. You can do Jameson in the Guinness.
Why don't we just do some car bombs?
Jesus Christ. All right, let's talk Spirit Folk. Holy goddamn shit. So, remember, 6 to 7 weeks ago, we watched Fairhaven. And they said, hey, in 6 to 7 weeks, we'll get the Fairhaven program back running again because, we need to fix it. And here it is, exactly 6 weeks after the fact, airing the episode Spirit Folk, where we're back. Tom is driving, quote, in big air quotes, a car. Because you know how much he loves antique vehicle things. And oh no, he bumped his tire and, well, bad driving for you, Tom. Sorry about your car. And he says, oh, it'll be fine. Just watch. And he fixes his car tire by just telling the holo program to fix his car tire because he knows all. Even though he rebuilt that pickup truck and builds things in his garage program.
Well, because he didn't want to take the time this time.
Oh, fair. He already took so much time building this program.
He's in Fairhaven to go drinking and wenching.
So he fixes the tire with magic, and Seamus happened to spot it and notice things because the holo characters are gaining sapience or something. And he says, oh no, witchcraft! Tom must be a spirit folk. And he tells, people around the town, I saw Tom do a weird thing. And they're like, oh yeah, we've been seeing all the other Voyager crew members doing weird things.
Imagine that lush being credible.
Who, Seamus?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the others start backing him up, they say, oh yeah, there was a little girl that fell down a well, and then she was fine a couple minutes later. What was up with that? I once saw, what's the doctor's name in this? Father Mulligan, which is hilarious. I just saw him vanish into thin air once, and I assumed I was drunk. But
Laddie, you were drunk.
All of this aside, they're just holodeck people doing, basically, this is what will happen in a video game when the NPCs are left by themselves. So they're doing their NPC thing. Tom comes back because Harry's about to have a date with Maggie O'Halloran. his little love interest. And they're going and they're having a cute little walk and they're doing all their little love chats. And, oh, you gonna plant a kiss on me, Harry? And he's like, oh, you know I am. And he leans in for the kiss and Paris is there because he's been lurking. And he turns Maggie into a cow just to make Kim feel stupid.
Moo.
But however, also lurking are Seamus and Milo, the townspeople, that see Maggie turn into a cow.
Moo.
And they realize this is not what fucking life is like. Something is up in the state of Ireland. Let's continue to chat about this. And, Michael Sullivan, Janeway's main squeeze, is like, it's probably all fine. Leave them alone. I like banging that one of them. And
I won't hear you say a bad word about Katie O'Curran. Whatever the fuck her name is. O'Conley? O'Claire? Whatever. What fucking ever. Some Irish shit,
Yeah, so Michael tells Katie O'Claire next time he sees her, like, oh, by the way, everyone's spreading these rumors that you guys can do magic and shit. Is that true? And she's a computer-end program.
Shit.
And also, no. So she goes and tells Tom and Harry, like, guys, what have you been doing in this holo program? They seem to be aware of things now. And Tom says, I'll fix it. It'll be fine. He brings Michael Sullivan into his little holodeck corridor. Where the fuck were they?
It's the
It's
lab.
the lab.
It's the holo lab.
There's a lab?
Well, yeah, it's the same place where Janeway deleted the wife.
Yeah, but where is this place?
next to the holiday.
It's in the escape pod. So they bring up Michael Sullivan to say, okay, let's see what's going on with this character. Boop, boop, boop. Here's Michael Sullivan. He's like, where the fuck am I now? And they're like, you should not be aware that you're not in the bar right now. You should be turned off and create a sim screen like we like you when you're in. A little couple inches taller though. And they realize, oh, look at the specs here. It's because his self-awareness and his obliviousness are backwards, and we gotta fix this. And they boop a button. They're like, are you fixed? He's like, beep boop. This guy good, he's fixed. Send him back. But it turns out Michael Sullivan is cleverer than you thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. It's all that Janeway rubbing off on him. Literally.
Rubbing him off, alright.
And he goes back down to the bar and he tells fucking everyone, like, guys... No, he doesn't tell everyone. He tells one guy. His one friend.
But it's Seamus, so
No,
he tells
that
No,
everybody
it's
else.
the guy with the
It's
mustache.
the mustached guy whose name I didn't write down.
He was like the doctor.
I think so, yeah.
Dr. Livingston.
I presume.
So that he tells him, like, something weird's going on, but let's not tell anyone because they're already being weird. Tom and Harry say, okay, we figured out this thing. Oh, shit, we let Michael Sullivan back in and he was faking it, and we can tell from his profile something. We'll just go in and fix everybody at once if we go in and boop a button in the bar. So they go in, they're about to boop the button in the bar, when suddenly Seamus and friends attack, and they...
With so many guns.
With all kinds of weapons. They have, like, red twine and, like, red berries.
Well, so they have all these like folk
Yeah,
tale
they from this
things.
book they got from a dead
Apparently,
woman.
Father Mulligan has not been doing a good job keeping these people on the right Christian path.
Look, Catholicism and weird belief
One-
in the
one-
fairy folk
One step away.
totally hand in hand. Like, there is no contradiction as far as they're concerned between believing in Jeebas and also thinking there are evil fairies out there that you have to vanquish with red berries and twine.
So they capture the fuck out of Harry and Tom, and they're going to do an exorcism. Why they have the exorcism book, I'm not sure, but Seamus has decided he's an exorcist now, and it's not working, and it's not working. Meanwhile, out in Voyager, they realize, oh shit, Tom and Harry just got attacked, and they're being held hostage. How do we fix this? Doctor, you're a hologram, go talk to these people. He says, okay, and I'll bring in, and I'll find a way to beam Harry and Tom out, because the safeties are off now. Shit. Doctor goes in, and the cat is out of the bag immediately when they realize, you're one of them, and look, you've got this thing on your arm, and they pull his holo emitter off. And somehow, either Doctor got hypnotized, or just having his holo emitter off made him into one of the normal holo characters, or something silly.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, basically he got integrated into the program, which means he was able to be hypnotized because he was...
Like
it was part of the fiction of that
the-
world
the-
that he got integrated into.
Yeah, and the malfunction was able to spread into his program.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was still dumb.
It basically half made him an actual like character in the game instead of just himself.
But the hypnotism was real.
Yeah.
Well, again, it shouldn't have worked on him, but because he got integrated into this idiot world Tom Paris had
Well,
created.
also, I feel like the other thing is, I mean, for the second episode in a row, they were ready with the genocide button.
True.
Oh boy, they should have pressed that genocide.
But having the Doctor in the program, I think, would have made it so that they would have had to kill him.
Shit. Well, before that, they should have done it anyway.
Well, yes, obviously.
Anyway, sorry.
All right, so now that Doctor has been tied up with the red string too, and everybody's there, and they're starting a bonfire, and holy fucking shit. Michael Sullivan, who's trying to bring some modicum of sense to all of this, because, he's been reading all that poetry with Katie. He says, well, Doctor, or Father, or whatever you want me to call you right now, how do you get to Voyager? Because this is a word he'd heard around. And they look down, and he's got the holo emitter. Of course, haha. So they notice on bridge, the holo emitter is back on. Beam whoever the fuck it is over here. And Michael Sullivan's there. And Janeway actually pulls a really great little prank in which, instead of telling all the holo people, you're holo people, this is what's going on, she just decides, fuck it. We're time travelers. We just happen to like visiting your village. We don't know how long we'll stay, but we're not magic and we're not here to harm you. Use that story as you will.
Now come into my ready room for reasons.
Let's save Tom and Harry later.
Yeah, poor Doctor. Like, he's like, "Where's my fucking mobile emitter? It keeps disappearing."
So she barges in, tells the whole townspeople, "Here's my speech. Everything's fine." They're like, "Yay, we love Voyager now! Hurrah!" And they decide, for reasons, let's keep running this glitched out world. We'll just not do it all the time, which apparently was the problem all along. The constant running of it made the characters self-aware.
It's a good thing this didn't happen in Sandrine's.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing this didn't happen at Vic's place.
Oh, wait.
Vic's already sapient.
I mean, here's the thing.
Tell us the thing.
Okay, I have a few thoughts about this. This is basically Westworld, right? And because it's, you have this world that you've created for amusement with all these fake people in it, and then
some of them glitch out.
And they wake up. They realize that they start seeing what's going on, and they realize that they're being fucked with. There's loads of ethical issues that aren't addressed in this episode.
No, not at all.
That you would think that the Doctor would be like, ahem.
Well, again, we thought he would be the one in the last one to be like, whoa, you can't just go changing this guy to suit your whims if you like. But he was like, yes, good, fuck him.
But it seems like what he was doing is, when he said that in the last episode, he was under the same impression that everybody else was, that these are basically action figures.
True.
But now they're not.
No.
Now they're definitely
Now
not.
they're people.
Yep.
And now you have the problem of
they are
shit.
literally self-aware.
We should have had a scene with Doctor saying, you have let these people develop. Like with the fucking exocomps, which we talked about last week as well in our alien race discussion.
Yeah.
They have developed, they should now have rights.
They are literally self-aware.
I mean, they are all jerks, and I don't know what that says.
Well, that's because they were written by Tom.
That's fair.
And the other thing, yes, there's that aspect of this episode. The other aspect is that this is basically just a remake of Who Watches the Watchers.
Huh.
Kinda.
Meets Westworld.
Yeah.
I was saying, oh man, it's a shame that, they're in the middle of the Delta Quadrant. Janeway can't bring him to a window and just show him his planet.
Well, right. But,
I really wanted that scene.
But, they effectively did that.
Yeah, they did,
with her walking him through the ship.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, that's this guy and that guy. It's like, yeah about that.
This episode had all the same beats as Who Watches the Watchers, from the seeing the weird thing happen.
We didn't watch anybody die.
True. But OG and Father
Bobby Hill
saw they saw the duck blind.
Yep.
And then they were
Palmer.
they
God.
were checking it out, and that's when Palmer got away, and then so I mean it's I feel like this had to have been okay, take that old script we did for TNG that people seem to like and just change it up, make it a comedy. Yeah, make it a comedy. Take out the prime directive and the ethical questions and the stakes, and just make it a big joke.
So this episode started, and when you said last week we'd come to an episode called Spirit People, I died inside because oh no, are we getting ready for some more Chakotay racism.
There's been very little of it.
I know, but every time I think they're done with it, it happens again.
Yeah.
So I'm always nervous when I hear the word spirit pop up. So I was like, oh, what's this gonna be? And then it opens on Tom and his fucking car. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christmas, we're in Fairhaven.
Yeah, they did drop the word spirit folk in the episode Fairhaven.
Did they?
Did.
Okay. Yeah, and Tom's in his car, and I'm like, oh, and I thought we maybe were gonna be going back at some point because I feel like I'd seen a picture before of the Doctor as the priest in the pulpit railing, and I was like, that didn't happen in Fairhaven, so we must go back.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Of all the things to retain continuity of.
It's weird what I remember.
And then they make this big point, we're going to let it run, we're going to...
Yeah.
Just because Janeway really likes how she finally got the programmed dick just right.
Yep.
She doesn't want to have to go through that again, because
No.
it took fucking weeks.
It did.
But just because she likes this one guy, we're going to let him play out, and we're never going to hear from him again.
Well, these were my stages of this episode.
Tell us.
Thought it was going to be Chakotay racism, was not happy. Saw that, oh no, it's not, and was happy, but then saw it was Fairhaven, was unhappy.
Oh, it's Irish racism.
And then, by the end of the episode, I'm not gonna lie, I probably liked this as much as I disliked Fairhaven.
Interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Because I fucking hated Fairhaven.
I know you hated Fairhaven. I couldn't tell, where this one would fall, because... There's so many missed opportunities.
There are.
All
Don't
of
get me
the,
wrong.
do these people have any rights? Just entirely glossed over.
No, they don't discuss that because I think, Janeway doesn't care about holograms. Let's be honest. She just doesn't.
Yeah.
She still thinks of the Doctor as an appliance, and Michael is her fuck puppet, not her boyfriend, even though she calls him that. So, could it have been deeper and better? Yeah, but instead they decided to go comedy with it, and there were a few moments where I was like, this is a bit too goofy, but overall it was on the right side of goofy for me. And because at first, too, I was like, wait, Tom, why would you do that in front of him if he's gonna notice? It's like, oh, he wasn't supposed to notice.
Yeah, because we've done this kind of stuff in front of holograms all the time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of various TNG episodes where they just talk of, I'm thinking Big Goodbye or something.
Yeah.
They talk about stuff in front of the people, and they're programmed to not notice.
Although that one poor bastard realizes at the end what's going on.
He did. That was pretty good. But yeah, I feel like the people are deliberately oblivious, which is why sometimes
makes sense.
You can go in and not in costume, and they don't remark on it.
Yeah, which is interesting, and. Yeah, I think we kind of always assume that that's how holodecks work.
But it is nice to have it
it's
spelled out. But yeah, overall, though, I enjoyed it. Again, was there stuff they could have done, but they didn't want to. They wanted to have sort of a lighthearted...
They did a different episode than...
Yeah. And overall, I enjoyed it. And it kills me. I'm like, oh, great. Now I actually am kind of interested in these people. I'm actually, kind of down with Janeway and this guy, and we're never going to see him again.
He had less scruff, and I was pissed.
Yeah, I was also very sad that he seemed to only have, 1 day's worth of growth.
Yeah, still better than when he was totally clean-shaven. He needs at least a little. But yeah, he was way more interesting in this, the whole thing. I really thought it was fun. Again, they didn't go serious with it. They could have, but I don't know. I'm okay with the fact that they didn't.
Now that Jake brings up Westworld, I kind of wish they had done kind of the Westworld. Someone comes out of it in the actual Voyager and is able to... But that wouldn't make sense because they need a mobile emitter.
Yeah. That moment was great.
Ways.
That moment was great. That was like, yeah, fuck you, Moriarty. Michael got out.
Yeah. Oh man, if Moriarty ever finds out about mobile emitters.
Well, that may be in Picard, we'll see.
Yeah. I did love during the attempted exorcism, it's just Harry and Tom tied in chairs getting berries whipped at them.
Yeah.
This is pointless and annoying them. It's great.
There were some things I really love the idea that the Doctor... his recreational activity
is proselytizing.
Yeah.
To be a early 20th century Catholic priest.
Yeah, and screaming at people and just getting it all out of his system.
Yeah.
Because these people, here's the thing, these people actually listen to him.
That's true.
Unlike the crew of the Voyager, who he tries to give advice and
Do they listen? Because we also get to see a lot of the townspeople making little comments oh, he certainly loves the sound of his voice, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, true.
It's they've past where their programming had been, they're able to judge him.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing though. they still have to pay him lip service because he's the town priest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good enough.
But yeah, no, I didn't mind this episode. I wish they had acknowledged the ethical issues.
Yeah, it would have been, just like, so they're self-aware. I don't think we can just bleep them out of existence.
Yeah.
But
I don't
loves
know.
genocide.
That should have been the answer, though. Like, the moment there was something going wrong in the holodeck, and you have the option to just turn it off and it would fix everything, why retain, like, little Ireland town? You could build a new thing that's better.
What I love is that Janeway's reasoning isn't, well, they might be sapient now. It's, I don't want to erase my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Her line, I've got a boyfriend who malfunctions, was kind of dumb.
Yeah, same as whoever's dating Rutherford. I don't know if anyone's dating Rutherford. I've seen 3 episodes, but...
He's been on dates. I don't think he has been in a longer relationship, but he does malfunction a lot, though.
Rutherford?
He's a cyborg
from
in
Lower
Lower
Decks.
Decks.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen any of it still.
Yeah, him and the green girl are the best characters from the 3 episodes I've seen.
Shax is wonderful.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty good, too. I just haven't seen a ton of him at this point.
Speaking of other series, I was going to also mention that the woman playing Edith Mulcahy, who was the woman who saw a girl fall down a well, who tells a story in the bar, is Barbara Dowling and was Colm Meaney's ex-wife.
No shit. So her accent was probably real.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think a number of the people in this were real accents, except for Seamus.
Well, and Mr. Pitt's British.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't doing...
Oh my god, and his accent was
he
all
wasn't-
over the place.
It was.
I felt like he wasn't even really trying to do an Irish accent.
Until the end.
Which one is this?
Oh, Seamus's buddy with the big
Oh,
giant-
Milo.
Yeah.
Milo, yeah.
Because I know that actor is Mr. Pitt, obviously. So I wasn't even hearing the Irish
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, and he was also, what's his name's boss there in... Well, sure, that's confusing because Mr. Pitt's somebody's boss. But he was Kids in the Hall ambassador episode.
Oh yeah, he was
He was the
Oh, you say Kids in the Hall. I'm thinking of episodes from Kids in the Hall.
sorry, no, but yeah, he was
the
Scott Thompson.
he was
Scott
the,
Thompson's
in the
boss.
Scott Thompson episode. He was the pious
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Oh,
the abbot
okay,
or whatever. Yeah,
And we talked about Mr. Pitt, I think, when we reviewed
Probably,
the episode. But yeah,
and actually, I looked up. I apparently did not look up Michael last time. He was on Game of Thrones apparently for a couple episodes.
Who was he?
Where the fuck was he on Game of Thrones?
I have forgotten. He wasn't. He was only like 3 or 4 episodes, I think. So he probably didn't live long.
Or Prosper.
No one in that show does.
Oh, also, I don't know if this was on purpose, but the style of car that Tom was driving at the beginning was a runabout.
Ha! I really hope it was.
I don't get the joke.
Because Star Trek and their history with runabouts, but for them it's a...
What was the actual car called a runabout?
The style of car he was driving. Like, it wasn't like the Ford runabout, like, they weren't naming models yet, but that kind of car body is a runabout automobile.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. I thought to look it up because I was like, I think that's a runabout, which I only know because of the Dover Boys. That old Warner Brothers short.
I don't know.
Oh, it's great. But it's a runabout! I'll steal it! No one will ever know. And I was like, I think that's a runabout. So I Googled runabout, and sure enough.
You're a madman, Chris.
Sure enough.
You know what else is horrifying about this episode? Is that when you turn a holodeck character into an animal, they stay conscious.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
But I think, was she conscious but just kind of had the mind of a cow? Because she wasn't like, oh shit, I'm still me.
No, she didn't freak out, but I think she retained the memories of having been a cow.
Yeah, again, something that probably shouldn't have happened if the program wasn't.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to point out, like, and I've said before, like, I do very much think it's important to have, like, strong male friendships, show that men can just be friends, without it having to be a romantic thing, because you don't see that enough. But I'm sorry, Tom wants to fuck Harry. Because no one, he literally, instead of spending the night with his girlfriend, who does so much for him, he decides instead he's gonna go fuck up his quote-unquote friend's date. Like, I'm sorry, at this point, Tom just he should just do it already.
Disagree.
Those are not the actions of a man who isn't jealous.
No, he's a prankster. I bought it entirely.
I don't know. I was just like, this is a new level of weird.
I mean, the whole thing is pretty weird.
That's true. Yeah.
Like,
he does want to.
I know that they come up with these things because, we have this backlot that looks like we can turn into an Irish village. But I just don't see, like, the entire crew of the Voyager being all excited about, ooh, let's go hang out in this quaint Irish village. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's...
I would.
Then again, maybe when you've been away from everything you know for 5.5 years or however long it's been...
Not everybody on the ship is human.
Well, but they're away from the Federation, from the Alpha Quadrant. They're away from anything familiar. They're just like, you know what? We will take this quaint little whatever town.
I think they should have an alien town.
They should,
town
but that
on
would be
Vulcan.
expensive. Oh no, that would be
boring.
boring.
No one wants to go there.
Only Tuvok and Vorik want to go there, and maybe Seven would enjoy it. But like everyone else would be like, oh boy,
Neelix would have the time of his life.
Oh my god, that program would become sapient so quickly just to kick him out.
I loved how when they were talking, we were talking about all of Tom's friends are weird. They're like, and that Neelix fella, if he's not a leprechaun, I don't know what is.
That was pretty great. It's a shame we never actually saw him in Fairhaven.
Yeah.
Because apparently he was spending time there, but...
Rats. Did you catch the line when Michael beams onto the Voyager bridge, and his line is, oh man, I had a cousin who went to America and saw strange things. Because you'll remember, in Concerning Flight, Leonardo da Vinci thought he was in America when he was just in whatever the fuck that planet was.
Wow, what a...
So I bet you
call back to a terrible episode.
Michael Sullivan would consider Da Vinci his cousin because they're both hologram people.
There we go. That works.
So the safety protocols broke.
Because they shot them.
How did they shoot them?
That's a good question.
While the safety protocols were on.
Because the safety protocols were off, you see. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Wait, hold on. Did they shoot them and did the holographic bullet just happen to hit the big red turn safety protocols off button?
Maybe.
It must be.
That's the other thing. Don't, think about too hard, why the repair panel was only accessible by going
into the bar.
Yeah, what?
I was.
That was just so the plot could happen.
I was guessing that the idea was that they could only fix the holograms while they were on.
Right, but why did they have to be
that
in there? That's
sense.
Just so the story could happen.
Why couldn't you freeze the program to do it?
I did like when they froze the program and it was only able to kind of half freeze
partially.
It. And the effect wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. But I like it was 62% compliance. This is what you're getting. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, but even going back to how I feel like this episode is just a complete ripoff of Who Watches the Watchers.
Yeah, that hadn't occurred to me, but once you said it, I was like, yep.
You even have that moment of where Janeway's explaining that, oh no, we're not, magic. We just have different technology than you.
Yep.
And Picard made the exact same argument to Nuria.
Well, that sure was a holodeck malfunction, am I right? Cleanest segue ever.
I'd say it depends on your point of view. I think the denizens would say it was a good function.
Just the shooting the wall was at least a malfunction. The shooting the wall was not expected. And a lot of stuff that's not expected happens in holodecks all throughout Star Trek from the very first time we ever fucking saw one.
And it's usually not good, I feel like.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like in general we don't... I feel like we mostly dislike the malfunction episodes, thinking back on it.
Yeah, now that I have a list I found online, we'll see if we add to this list. There are fewer than I thought there would be. Overall,
yeah, you were mentioning there weren't as many as we... there's a lot of holodeck episodes, but not necessarily a lot of holodeck malfunction episodes.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I feel like we see the holodeck in use a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's in use all the fucking time because, crews need something to do.
Yeah.
And it does malfunction, but it's, have malfunctions the appropriate amount, maybe.
It's one of those things, it's become such a pop culture meme, the idea of the holodeck malfunctioning, that you realize it didn't happen as much as you think.
I think the malfunction episodes, they're memorable. even if they're not great,
True.
they're all very memorable.
Yeah, no, I mean, Fistful of Datas is fucking terrible, but you're never going to forget that
Yeah.
nightmare.
Fistful of Datas.
Oh, the terrible Windows 95 screensaver was taking over the ship episode?
Mm-hmm.
What was that
Oh,
called?
Immersions.
Yeah, that was a
Wasn't-
terrible episode.
Wasn't the OK Corral one a fuck up?
No,
that was an
That was
alien.
an actual planet.
Oh,
That was an alien creating it from,
Yeah.
like, stuff it pulled out of...
Because TOS didn't have the holodeck yet until TAS.
Yes.
In The Practical Joker, which was the very first time we saw, I want to say like the equivalent of a holodeck, because I think they may have called it something else.
Yeah, they
it was
didn't
like
call it a
recreational deck or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But it fucking malfunctioned the first time
True,
we saw it.
true.
It trapped
McCoy,
Uhura, and
Sulu?
Sulu in like a wasteland and a hole and
What
a
a- what a-
blizzard.
There's a thing I'd happily not remember. Why do I remember that? Ugh.
Yeah, so do we count...
Here's the question, yes.
Because I don't know if you call it a malfunction, because I guess we asked for it.
Mm.
But
Joe Piscopo.
elementary Dear Data.
Oh, creating Moriarty.
Yeah,
Creating Moriarty.
no, I mean, it is what they quite literally asked for, so technically...
But then it did... But I would say that the fact that he was able to fuck with the ship outside the holodeck seems like a malfunction.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, they asked for having a smart adversary.
They
did
didn't
not
ask-
ask
yeah.
for the smart adversary to be able to take over the ship.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, it started off as not a malfunction, became a malfunction that we then didn't see very often thanks to the Doyle estate.
I liked Moriarty.
Yeah, it's a shame that the Doyle estate was so bitchy. Pricks. It's gone now. It's all public domain now, those bastards. Now you have to get real jobs.
Well, now we're getting Moriarty on Picard, really.
That too.
Is what probably literally happened. It was probably the writers realizing, oh my god, we can have all the Moriarty we want.
Yeah.
More Moriarty.
I
Speaking
imagine-
of Moriarty, would you count Ship in a Bottle as malfunction,
I mean,
or
it's kind of an extension of the same malfunction. Really.
Yeah, because isn't he able to do shit he shouldn't be able to still, or...
I mean,
I can't quite remember.
I don't think... I mean, he was able to shut off the ability to leave the holodeck.
Right. Which, again, shouldn't be able to do.
Shouldn't be able to do that. But that just seems like Picard fucked up.
Mm.
He should have done what Janeway was contemplating doing, and
Well, yeah, but he cares more about artificial life than she does.
that's true.
Yeah.
Tuvix would still be with us if it was on the Enterprise.
and he were a holodeck character?
Well, of course, you mentioned it earlier, the Big Goodbye.
Yeah,
Big
that
Goodbye.
one's a good
Stuck
one.
on the holodeck. Wait, Big Goodbye or Long Goodbye? No, Long Goodbye is actually the novel.
Yes, the Big Goodbye is the TNG episode.
And, of course, there is the best holodeck malfunction episode. Oh, God, what's the title?
Armand Bashir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, that's a transporter malfunction, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit of both.
That was
It's-
the transporter was fucked up, and they got downloaded into
but then it was the weird bastard love child of a holodeck malfunction and a transporter malfunction.
Yes,
It
that's
is
what
the
it is.
perfect
Yeah.
storm of Star Trek malfunctions.
It's a big Venn diagram, and it's
Yeah.
a slice in the middle.
Yeah.
Where it gets to be both.
And Eddington was there.
Oh, I loved him.
He's the best. He was right. Always right.
Except for the singing. No, wait, he never did singing.
No, that was
except
us.
For except for the play, the constant play quoting.
Yes. But yeah, that's fucking great.
I don't know. I think my favorite holodeck malfunctioning episode is very, very recent. And of course it comes from Prodigy, because everything about Prodigy is fucking great. Because there was a really great holodeck malfunction episode of Prodigy called Ghost in the Machine.
Yep.
Which is fucking brilliant.
So good.
It's the
Love that show.
the holodeck just puzzling out, like, ways to keep the crew stuck in the holodeck until they figure it out, and it's
Yep.
great.
Mm.
That show is smarter than it deserves being.
Yeah, no, I can't wait till it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else is there? Because I can't see your list, but I can see that there are parts that aren't checked off yet.
All the ones that are that aren't checked off yet are from past, are from after DS9.
Oh, what?
I feel
Oh,
like,
so there's
Voyager.
more in Voyager,
I feel
yeah.
like there were other DS9.
Not really.
Not malfunctions.
I'm trying to think.
They didn't, like, they specifically didn't do a lot of holodeck malfunctions.
Well, I know, but I feel like there had to be more than just...
Alamarine wasn't a holodeck.
It was.
Well, it wasn't theirs, and it was all working the way it was supposed to.
And it wasn't malfunctioning. It was designed to do that.
It was doing what it was supposed to do.
There was that time evil Lincoln came back. Oh, that's Futurama.
Do we count in that case if you're reaching for a DS9 episode? Quark's head on Kira's body, and sorry, Jeffrey Combs, but you're into it.
No, they did that on purpose.
That was designed that way.
Dang, well then no.
I would love to have seen the time Kira slapped Sir Lancelot. But
that's
again,
the opposite of a
Oh,
no, I know.
What about bada bing, bada bang, bada boom?
Well, that was
the Jack in the Box.
That was Felix.
That was a secret part of the program. It was supposed to do that.
That's true, I guess. Okay, what about? Did we miss anything in TNG?
Did we talk about the Robin Hood one? Wasn't that?
That was
Q.
Oh, was that Q?
That was a real thing.
Yeah.
Damn it, Q.
Yeah.
And of course, not an Enterprise because they don't have a holodeck yet.
Yeah, not on that Enterprise.
Yeah.
And there are a couple others in newer Trek. I know you guys haven't watched all of Lower Decks yet, but when we do, I think you're gonna love Badgie, whom we meet in Terminal Provocations and is fucking hilarious.
Is that like Clippy?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I imagine Prodigy Lower Decks must have at least one, right?
That's the one that I can think of, because any other holodeck thing was just, it's doing what it's supposed to.
It was like Jack McBride or something that was that voice.
Oh, was
Badgie, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was Jack McBride.
He's fun.
He's great.
He shows him Bob's Burgers a lot.
But
Good
anyway.
for him.
And, I mean, that's again, as of recording, we only know Moriarty is in Picard because of the trailer.
Right.
We have, by the time this airs, he may have actually shown up. We don't know. Maybe season 3 Picard will surprise us with a full-on holodeck malfunction still.
Oh, that could be interesting. Or it could surprise us by not having any Moriarty at all. It was just a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny.
It's like there's like a screen of like, Jean-Luc, here are some past people you knew.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard, this is your life.
They-
I would watch that.
They got that actor just to put him in the trailer, just to fuck with
Yeah.
people.
Just so he could stuff me.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't
Yes,
expecting to see
indeed.
Pulaski in Picard. Oh shit! You haven't seen it. Fuck. I'm sorry.
Is that really what it is?
No, I'm lying.
Yeah,
I was definitely lying about that.
It's funny, though, they're tangentially related. Have you ever seen Gravity Falls?
No.
I was about to be like, yeah.
Gravity Falls is...
Because you know I have.
Again, it's a cartoon. Technically, it was like a kid show, but it's way better than Has Your Right to Be. I'd recommend it. There's some weird science fiction shit that happens, but also weird fantasy shit. But a fan, figured out a huge twist and posted on Reddit. It's like, I think this is what's happening. And the writers were like, oh shit, that's like a huge reveal. This kid just figured out.
Is it like the fucking creators of Lost when they realized, oh no, someone guessed it, so let's just make it something no one's gonna like?
Nope, even better.
Did they double down?
Nope. They made a fake leak. They basically went out of their way to animate a whole fake scene that leaked, that contradicted that kid's theory.
Oh, that's smart.
So that, this quote-unquote leak was out there. They put it on, Reddit or something, and then took it down, 2 days later, but it was out there. So it would be like that if they had purposely, let's get the guy that played Moriarty back just to put in the trailer, just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
It'll be like Picard in season 3 goes to the movies, and it's the Moriarty show.
Yeah. But yes, I would say there's a decent chance you would like it. It's only 40-odd episodes long. Give it 3 or 4 episodes. You might not love the first one, but give it time. I think it would grow on you.
It's a really great show.
TBD. Speaking of things we have seen, though, I also have a whole bunch of other Voyager episodes we've seen already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start off with Heroes and Demons, where we kill the fuck out of Freya in the Beowulf program. Which, sad, and I'd, pour one out for Freya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was also Projections, which was the one where there's that hollow Barkley, and he tries to convince the EMH that he's Louis Zimmerman, and everything's very weird and twisted and around.
So now, though, is that really a holodeck malfunction? That was the EMH malfunctioning, wasn't it?
I feel like it was kind of everything.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the holodeck at one point. I know that much.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's in the list that I read.
That's fair.
Honestly, because there were like 50 fucking twists in that episode.
Yeah, that's a.
I've already forgotten what the actual answer was.
I mean, at the core of it, it started with an EMH malfunction, but then it kind of spread.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a questionable one I added. Would you count Darkling, the Dr. Jekyll,
Mr.
and
Hyde.
Dr. Hyde and Dr.
Well, I mean, that just seems like an EMH malfunction.
Okay.
Yeah, the malfunctioning mage took over the holodeck, but again, like, everything that was going wrong on the holodeck was something he did on purpose.
Okay, I buy that then.
Yeah, I think that's a little different. Whereas, again, the Barclay one, I think you could say that malfunction spread to the holodeck as well.
Yeah. I'd have to reread the synopsis of that, because now it's like, I feel like literally everything was malfunctioning in that episode.
Yeah, just, there was so much broken. I'm sure it was malfunctioning. The transporters were malfunctioning, but like no one was using them. The toilets were malfunctioning.
Here's another really good one, though. We really loved Bride of Chaotica.
Oh, I was going to ask about that. Son of a bitch.
Right.
Oh, I beat you to it.
You did.
Second best holodeck malfunction episode.
I mean, that one, though, was like aliens.
But it still broke the holodeck.
Yeah, it still
did break the holodeck.
They couldn't turn it off.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
At first it was aliens, but they broke the holodeck in the process.
Yeah, and the last one, and I'm going to need someone to help me remember what the fuck happened in all of Discovery, because Su'Kal is in, like, a holodeck thing. This is the other...
Yeah.
Not
Kelpian.
Sarpadian. Kelpian, thank you. The other Kelpian who caused certain things in Discovery that I won't spoil in case no one's seen it.
I mean, honestly, the reveal that it's Su'Kal is a pretty big spoiler of itself, so I'll just have to tag this one.
Fine. I feel like at this point...
Is it? I mean, just the name isn't a
Season
spoiler.
3.
But the fact that it was yeah. But anyway, God, I don't remember exactly, because he was kind of living in a holodeck.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if it was actually not working right.
I think it was breaking down.
Oh, it was breaking down.
The program was, like, it was getting to the point where it wasn't going to work anymore.
Yeah, but I don't think it was, like, a malfunction in the sense of the other ones. Like,
It's still breaking.
Yeah.
It's still not doing what it's supposed to
I
do.
think it counts.
Yeah. It showed us, it let Doug Jones film a few days without having to be under 80 tons of makeup.
Aw,
He's a handsome man.
He's such a good guy.
He is.
We got, what else? We got Bajoran Culber
Mm-hmm.
and...
Trilburnham, I think?
Is that something like that?
And I think Adira is a Zahian,
Sure.
which was what Queen Poe is.
Queen Poe.
Remember from the short trek, she befriends Tillian and
Oh,
the ice cream?
yes. Yeah.
She just shows up in an
Yeah.
episode and you're supposed to be like...
If you hadn't seen that short
I
trek, you
know.
were fucked.
I saw someone on shitposting comment one day because I'm doing a watch through of Discovery and they just brought up this character and as if they knew her. Did I miss something? And someone comments like,
It
"Oh,
was a short trek.
you have to watch the short trek to know what the fuck is happening in the show." And I'm over here flipping 8 tables, saying like, "That's not how you do television,
No.
jerkwads."
Don't get me wrong. Star Trek fucked up there, but has anybody been watching Star Wars The Mandalorian?
Oh, no, but I guess if you didn't see Book of
If you
Boba
didn't
Fett,
watch
you're
Boba
very
Fett-
confused.
Yeah, if you didn't watch the Boba Fett show and you went from season 2 to season 3 of The Mandalorian...
And let's be fair, no one's watching the Boba Fett show.
I mean, I think a lot of people did. I don't know if a lot of
Really?
people stuck with it.
Yeah, no, by all accounts, it was not
I
good.
It
think
was
people
bad.
only watched it when they heard that it just turned into The Mandalorian.
They just tuned in
Right.
for the Mando
Is it those
episodes.
2 episodes that you needed? Or, like, just the ones with the Mandalorian that
Yeah,
you needed?
yeah.
Or
You
is it the
don't.
whole
You,
season?
yeah, if you want to get caught up on, if you want to be caught up to watch The Mandalorian season 3, just go watch the 2 episodes of Boba Fett that are basically Mandalorian.
I guess
did
what's-
wonder why the character was back.
I think
Yeah.
what
It's explained.
was confusing a lot of people, and I don't get it either because I haven't seen Boba Fett, why he stopped wearing the armor and why Baby Yoda's now a little girl.
Well, and why,
I get it.
and why
I get the
everyone's
joke.
a zombie.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're on one planet the whole time. It's weird.
Yeah, it's really gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
Good joke, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, those are all the holodeck malfunctions I could think of. Could you guys want to add any others or questions? Like, oh, you know what? I didn't include on my list
What?
that, but it's intentional. Worst case scenario, Seska sabotages the holodeck.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a sabotage. Would you count a sabotage?
Huh. I mean, if we're going to be pedantic, it's not a malfunction by the strictest definition. But it is malfunctioning because someone broke it. On purpose.
I'm gonna add it just because I like that episode.
Yeah,
and I get to go look at Seska.
Here's the thing. If we're counting the aliens accidentally breaking the holodeck for Captain Photon, then I think we can count an intentional sabotage malfunction.
Captain Proton.
That's what I said.
You said
Isn't it?
Photon.
Did I?
You did.
Yeah, that's
Whoops.
more appropriate, though.
True.
Yeah, I mean, the Seska
That is
episode's good, but... Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to work in a Beastie Boys reference, and it wasn't coming to me.
Jesus Christ.
The Kelvin timeline
I'm just
doesn't
not
have
up on
any.
my classical music as well.
Hey.
All right, before Jake can make a fucking Beastie Boys joke, let's get the fuck out of here. All right, as usual, you've enjoyed this. I've told you so. And you can also read up all of these holodeck episodes that malfunctioned over on our Tumblr page. It's on sshbpodcast.com. Really, we are just here to feed the Tumblr gods as we do. We also have to feed all the podcast gods because they need sacrifices of things and are
Sack.
Ames turned into a snake. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Drive me out of Ireland, please. So next week we're doing some more Voyager episodes, like we do. The episodes next week are going to be Ashes to Ashes and Child's Play.
I love that song. Ashes to Ashes, not Child's Play. It's David Bowie.
Lullaby?
No, Ashes to Ashes is a David Bowie song.
Okay, I don't know it. We'll sing it next week, I'm sure, because you're introing, so have fun with that.
Ooh.
Make a song parody. So listen to Chris do a song parody next week.
Nah, fuck.
Ha ha!
I'm cutting this so I don't have to do that.
No one's going to hold you to it.
We're on SoundCloud. We're on all the other podcast locations. Like your favorite one, follow along, rate us for 5 stars, like you do. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on other things. I'm not your mom. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I am going to tell you that this has been Ames.
This has been Caitlin.
Jake.
This is Chris. Today I'm your mom, and I'm going to tell you to do things like rate us and review. And go listen to Ashes by David Bowie.
And call your grandmother, for Christ's sakes.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
Hold on. Sorry, I thought I was going to burp.
Oh.
But it did not happen.
That you can keep.